Hello, and welcome to the 300th episode of Stasis Pod, the Transformers podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
And I'm David. This is Iacon Underground Stasis Pod episode. We have many titles and Twitter accounts.
Well, see, Iacon Underground is like when we do other podcasts, too. It falls under that whole umbrella.
Yes, of which there are more than 300, so...
Yes, I should have counted up exactly how many, but...
This is the 300th episode of The Mothership, as it were.
Yes.
Yeah, well, there are some other middle... Like, when we were doing Beast Wars, I didn't want to have, like, extra numbers in there. I wanted one straight run from the beginning of Beast Wars to the end of Beast Machines.
Mm-hmm. I also felt that way.
Was it 5 in-between season episodes in there?
Yes.
4?
Yeah.
So this is actually 304 of Stasis Pod, not counting the bonus episodes we had to put in because we were busy or whatever the fuck happened. Shit came up. Plus all the Patreon episodes, which is we're up to 60 now.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And how many? Like 20? I think we're up to 20 of Dynazenon.
Oh yeah,
Goodman stuff.
I think 22. 21, and then for this coming month, we're going to be recording. I know it's episode 10 of Dynazenon.
So we're actually 300.
Math.
60, 70.
But it's officially it's like if you have a comic series and it's numbered and you don't count the annuals.
Not counting, or the +1 episodes, or the 0th
You got some annuals, you got some, like, 0.1 issues in there.
The special weird issue that Jim Mahfood did for some reason.
the Secret Invasion tie-ins that are their own miniseries.
Yeah, you can ignore those ones because in those episodes I was replaced with a Skrull.
Why did that Generation X comic even exist? Is Jim Mahfood just like, hey, I want to do a Generation X comic, and they're like, okay.
He's actually like a huge fan of Sync.
That would not surprise me.
Anyway, for this, for us reaching the triple hundreds, we're doing a bit of a triple takeover.
3.
That's right.
3.
I mean, it would be more appropriate if there were 3 triple changers, but there are not, because then.
Well, they're not in this episode.
No, Octane wouldn't be released until the next year, so he's not in this episode.
And then he only really, shows up just to defect anyway.
Yes.
I don't know, he gets a story arc for some reason.
Yeah.
That was aired out of order.
There's so much. He got to be so important, and it's just Octane.
Yeah, this is an episode of Transformers Generation 1. It first aired November 19th, 1985. I was less than 2 months old.
I was target audience, and I don't want to count.
I would have been 7 in a couple months. So, yeah, I was right there in the target audience.
Oh, yeah, I didn't bother to look, because I forgot to look for many things before this episode. Have we done a G1 episode before, as a filler?
Well, we did the Rebirth.
Oh, right.
And I want to say we did something else.
Well, we keep threatening to do 5 Faces of Darkness.
We do keep threatening to do 5 Faces of Darkness. I feel we've done something else, but nothing is springing to mind.
I mean, we did some Japanese G1.
No, we've definitely done that. And obviously we did the movie, which was broken into 5 episodes of the cartoon.
Yes.
But only 2 episodes of the Patreon.
Well, yes. It would have been 3 if we'd also added in Tommy Kennedy intros to our podcast.
The framing device, that's the words I was
looking for. Or just a kid is talking to a giant puppet Optimus in the barren wasteland about our podcast.
Man, we should have recorded a framing device for when we did those 2 separate episodes.
If you want to do video editing and put this on YouTube, sure, you do that.
No.
Audio editing
but this was written by Larry Strauss, who is an interesting guy.
Okay.
For one thing, he is television royalty, sort of. Did you ever watch the show The Facts of Life?
Yeah.
Sort of.
In the 80s, so it was on. I don't remember much.
Because, well, the matron of that, or the head lady, played by Charlotte Rae, that's his mother.
Uh-huh.
And then his father was a TV composer, probably best known for the theme song to Car 54, Where Are You?
Which is one of those things I know exists, but I don't think I ever saw it, even when it was on Nick at Night.
I definitely saw it someone.
There's a holdup in the Bronx. Brooklyn's broken out in fights. There's a traffic jam in Harlem that's backed up to Jackson Heights. There's a scout troop short a child. Khrushchev's do it idle wild. Car 54, where are you?
Yeah, that song does not really ring a bell. I don't think I ever saw it. I just knew that Herman Munster was on it.
Yes, he was. And Grandpa Munster. Al Lewis and Charlotte Rae was on it. I think playing Al Lewis's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Larry had a fairly brief TV writing career. He's now like a novelist and a teacher. But he has a fantastic quote about the time he spent writing for Transformers.
Yes.
He says, I gave writing for TV up after a few years when I told the producer of Transformers, the show about cars that turned into robots, that we had been tagged the third most violent children's television program. And the producer said he would not be satisfied until we were number one.
You got some pretty big competition going on there by then, too.
Yeah,
you had G.I. Joe, He-Man.
Yeah.
He-Man wasn't really that violent.
I mean, there was a lot of punching.
There was a lot of punching, and it was very dramatic.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
there wasn't
probably like some wrestling.
He-Man punching Skeletor in the face. He was punching the camera.
And I guess she didn't have like truly weird horror stuff like Inhumanoids until a couple years later.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, this episode pretty violent, to be honest.
Yes, he was trying.
I mean,
yeah, it's there.
If this was the comics, the Autobots in this would be dead.
Yes. Yeah, this is a very much we're clearing the toy shelves issue.
I mean,
you would absolutely have like an issue or two later, like Ratchet bemoaning that they may never that they may never be active again.
Yes. And actually, this kind of has another thing that was more prevalent in the comics and the cartoon, which is, factions of Decepticons fighting each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in the cartoon, obviously, you had Starscream constantly plotting to overthrow Megatron and never succeeding. But in this, you've got like a full-on Decepticon civil war.
The cartoon tended to need, I don't know if it was just the medium or the editorial people or what, but it definitely cared more about maintaining a status quo than the comic did.
Yes.
The comic had a lot more Decepticon infighting, and this you get, except in the comic, the Decepticon infighting tended to be between, like, vaguely competent Decepticons.
Yes.
Mostly? Like, the Autobots were the incompetent side. Hi, Grimlock.
This is a real battle of the boneheads.
Yeah. It sort of reminds me of, like, the thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, especially the first movie, is there are things that happen that are, like, plot points driven by characters making extremely bad decisions, but it works because the characters are just like, that's who they are. It's believable that this character would make this extremely bad mistake.
While drunk.
Yes, and this is sort of like that. It's like these characters. Okay, so when I was watching this at one point, and this episode did get cut up into Generation 2. And I was watching this episode at one point when I was in like high school, so in the 90s, during Generation 2. And my father, who was a big Star Trek person and had been watching a lot of The Next Generation, and he's looking at this and he's like, so how come you've got Star Trek where you have the robots who don't have feelings, but they're very smart. And then you have this, where the robots have feelings, but they're complete idiots.
Well, that's how emotions work.
You can have... They're just... Because everyone in this episode is just... I mean, I would say Megatron and Starscream aren't exceptionally dumb. They just... I mean, it's a perfectly good trap that's set for them by some extremely not bright...
Yeah. Well, Starscream is dumb, but it's his usual level of dumb.
Yes.
Megatron just gets stuck in a trap. Everyone else is kind of stupid, including the Autobots. And it starts out so weird. It's like Astrotrain, Blitzwing, and Starscream are like friends hanging out after school. Mm-hmm. What?
We're just having a cool time, just using our lasers to blast a Mount Rushmore of our faces, and also Megatron's face, into a mountain.
I think one of my favorite things about this episode as a whole is the complete and utter lack of any kind of human resistance to anything that Decepticons are doing.
Yeah.
It's almost a City of Steel level of just where even are the humans.
Yes.
I mean, except for the incidental humans.
So that is Astrotrain. Was Astrotrain always this heavy? Was his voice always this heavily processed?
Frequently, yeah. Okay. I mean, even if in like the movie, it was pretty. He was for whatever reason, one of the more heavily processed characters. Not quite on a sound wave level, but more than your average Autobot.
And of course, that is
more often because like he's in space a lot of the time. It's toned down, but not a lot.
Yeah. Astrotrain, voiced by the great Jack Angel, also Ultra Magnus in the 3rd season, and that weird alien preacher guy in Beetlejuice. Dearly beloved.
Yes.
And Blitzwing, voiced by Ed Gilbert, who was an entomologist in his spare time, apparently.
Ah.
Okay.
Like his real name was like
Ed Gilbert was?
Yes, his real name was like Edmund Giesbrecht or something, and he has a bunch of papers published under Edmund Giesbrecht.
Oh.
Or, sorry,
wow.
Giesbert. And according to the wiki, at least, Dan Gilvezan relates an anecdote in his autobiography about how Gilbert once brought a dinner plate-sized spider to a recording session, which escaped.
They could probably get a lot of good stock screams out of that to use for later episodes.
Listen,
you know who else Ed Gilbert was? Metlar.
Oh, that's right.
Oh. And Alcide from The Tick.
Anyway, they should have just had Frank Welker imitate the mating noises of a giant spider so as to attract it back into its jar.
I mean, he could. Get
him a garbage can. I'm sure he can make a bunch of spider noises.
Also, he was apparently Baloo in Tailspin, which I did not realize. T.I.L. Baloo from Tailspin was also Metlar from Inhumanoids.
So yeah, they've carved these faces, and they're like, one of these doesn't belong. It's Megatron, and so Starscream shoots him and gives him like a skull face.
Yes.
Yeah, they just keep blasting it more and more until it ends up like abstract painting.
Yes. So then they decide they're gonna overthrow Megatron. So they're flying back, and Blitzwing and Astrotrain are loudly saying that obviously they are gonna have to do it themselves because Starscream is constantly trying to betray Megatron, and he totally bones it every time. And Starscream's all, "Oh yeah, well I'll show you." And so we cut to Starscream, who is leading Megatron into the sewers, where there's allegedly an Autobot power station.
Just like a city. And they don't even, I'm pretty sure they don't say what city this is, but...
Oh no, it's the city.
Well, that never happened to G1 anyway.
It's heavy 80s New York vibes.
I mean, I assume that since they don't specifically mention it's New York, it's just the city, like the Tick.
That's fair.
Or if they're allegedly in Oregon, maybe this is Portland.
But it's not... It would not be out of unusual. It would not be out of character for G1 Season 2 episodes to just randomly take place in New York, because...
No, although usually when it's New York, they kind of New York it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely, in Make Tracks, they'd make it very clear that this is New York. In City of Steel, you've got the Empire State Building being what they stick Optimus Prime's disembodied arm onto.
There's nothing quite, like there's no Statue of Liberty or Sears Tower or anything obvious of what it is. No. And the buildings don't seem as tall as like New York City.
So this could be a little more Portland.
Well, I guess it probably isn't New York, because I don't know that any of New York's colleges have a football team.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah,
I think this is a college football team.
And there's highways with a lot of trees.
Well, I think even in the 80s, I think the Giants and the Jets both played in New Jersey.
Yes, at least they do. So, maybe it's like Trenton or some shit.
I mean, 80s cartoons also regularly did things like having the White House just sitting in the countryside.
Well, this is true.
Well, yes.
Oh, now I'm having flashbacks to that Young Justice episode where there's like a nuclear power plant in the woods in Arlington, Virginia. And I just had a stroke just watching that episode.
Oh, so it's like me watching the Johnny Quest episode where there are cliffs in the Pine Barrens.
Yeah. And the thing about it was, the slight diversion here. The thing about it was that they were all worked up because if anything happened to this nuclear power plant, it was like right near Washington, D.C. And I'm like, yes, that is literally the reason why this is not a thing that actually exists.
Yeah.
Anyway,
like, the first, 3 or 4 minutes of this episode go by so damn fast. It's like 10 minutes of anything else.
Well, it's interesting.
I don't remember this is fast-paced.
What makes it go by fast is there are no Autobots in this until 7 minutes in.
Yes.
And I don't think you see Optimus Prime until, 14 minutes in.
Yeah.
I feel like you got this a little bit, and you bring up the Marvel G1 comic, which I have been tweeting about going through and reading again over on Twitter lately. But also, a lot of times, I remember, and I can't think of any specific ones, but it feels like there were G.I. Joe episodes that were just all about Cobra infighting. One of my favorite Visionaries episodes is all about the bad guys infighting. So it's a good bad guys infighting episode. You don't even see the Autobots for a while.
Mm-hmm. So they get into this into what is clearly a trap. The doors close behind them, and even before this, Megatron's all, I don't know about this, Starscream, but okay.
I don't know why the Autobots would have a secret power plant in the sewers of New York or whatever unnamed city this is, but okay, Starscream, if you say so.
So they start pumping in absolute 0 degree molecules.
Sure.
I do like that we do in a moment when they're confirming that this trap went off properly. They do say that it was basically that it was 0 degrees Kelvin, but only by, stating the temperature as what is equal to 0 degrees Kelvin.
Although they're a little off.
Okay.
They say 470, it's 459.
Well, see, it might have lowered by a couple degrees in the time that it took it to... I do want to know,
measuring it has just changed over the decades.
It can't lower. It's absolute 0.
Molecules of what, exactly?
Well, yes. Of absolute 0 degrees.
Temperature is not... No.
Anyway, it starts freezing Megatron solid, and Starscream's all, ha-ha! And now I'm going to go through my convenient escape hatch, and it won't open.
Oh, no.
And it's also... I like that when Megatron's sort of questioning Starscream about this, Starscream is like, well, if you're afraid, Megatron, and Megatron basically does the Marty McFly.
Nobody calls me Chicken Starscream.
So I appreciate that Starscream goads him into it by suggesting that perhaps he is afraid.
Yes. So now Astrotrain and Blitzwing are leaders of the Decepticons.
Yes, it's so weird. It's not like they go back to the other Decepticons and say, "Oh yeah, the number 1 and number 2 in command are frozen dead, so we're in charge." No, they just wander off to the nearest city that they're already in, and it's like, okay, we're taking over train stations now. What? Why?
Well, first off,
how?
That's because he likes the train.
Are you ready for some football?
Yeah.
Because all of my rowdy friends are here, by which I mean a guy who is a tank and a jet.
Yes.
He rolls into what he thinks is a battle simulation arena. In tank mode.
Sure.
And then this football player is all, coach, it's a tank, what do I do? Give him the ball!
So this episode...
There's this crusty old football coach.
For all the characters are really not bright in it. It's got a lot of really good lines.
Oh, yeah.
So I really love it. It's like, give him the ball. The football coach, and I could double check this, but I'm not going to bother because I'm pretty sure it's just John Stevenson.
It is 100%
yes,
John
it is.
Stevenson.
It's extremely John Stevenson.
Oh, Doggy Daddy.
I mean, he was like 500 Hanna-Barbera characters.
So much Hanna-Barbera stuff.
And also Professor X on Pride of the X-Men.
Yes! Oh, man. Which we did.
Yes. So Blitzwing decides, well, you must be some sort of tactical genius as I see you commanding these troops here. So you're now my second in command.
Just this random football coach.
So we now cut to a train station, which Astrotrain takes over and declares it Astrotrain headquarters.
These trains are way too nice for an American train station.
Yeah, they're clearly like Japanese-style trains. I tried to sort of look up if they're based upon anything. They probably are, but I couldn't find also, I was sidetracked because I was trying to think, it's like, wait a minute, are these just trains from Galaxy Express 999? Because they look a little overly futuristic.
According to the wiki, which I'm almost 100% sure was added by our friend Robert Powers, it looks like they are based on experimental streamliner diesels from the 30s.
Wow.
What? Well, like, the one has, like, a dome thingy on top. That is weird.
I mean...
I guess streamline, the metal, trying to be fancy, futuristic, of the 30s, ends up looking like the 80s version of the future. Yeah.
I do want to note that the wiki does list this episode as officially the animation studio being unknown, but it's definitely got big ACOM vibes.
Although, it is apparently not quite ACOM. Mm-hmm. It uses some weird character models.
Yeah, there's some odd animation errors that even I saw.
I mean, there's one time when Thundercracker is just straight up Starscream, who is, at that time in the episode, frozen solid.
Yeah,
yes.
And I'm not even sure Thundercracker is in the episode.
Yes, he is.
He is? Okay.
Because we definitely hear John
sure,
Stevenson doing the Thundercracker voice.
Okay, because they're just... The Coneheads show up later, and then there's occasionally another Seeker or another Jet with them.
Yeah.
Who is at one point colored like Astrotrain, at one point colored like Blitzwing.
They really... Yeah, I noticed that.
And Blitzwing has a purple head a bunch of the time.
Oh.
Yeah,
and occasionally he's missing an ear muff, but...
And of course, there's another character in here who is basically an animation error, but we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah. Yes. I know. This is 2022, the year of SKIDS.
Yes. So he takes these trains and declares them to be the Astro Force.
Yes.
Okay, has he been watching Galaxy Express? Or was he watching Densha Otoko? Is he Astro Train Man?
And
is he going to ask someone out on a date? And he's being helped by the other Decepticons on a message board?
Astro Train Boy.
And so he's going to make them his intelligent drones by, like, just taking a computer and, like, shoving it into them.
Yeah,
Sure.
and to be fair, it works about as well as it should.
This is true.
That falls into the category of bad decisions that, yeah, that's about right.
So,
Yeah, all he basically upgrades them to is voice-commanded radio-controlled trains.
That don't work particularly well.
And are kind of stupid,
Yeah.
as much as
Very
their
dumb.
commander.
So we cut back to Blitzwing, where we get a line that is kind of shockingly violent, even for 80s TV, where he asks the coach, tells him to tell me what's on your mind, or I'll splatter it on the wall and see for myself.
Oh,
Yeah, wow. That's another good line.
We're just splattering brains here. It's the 80s, kids.
Definitely.
80s movie line.
Yes.
Well, it's kind of like The Godfather. You know, either your money or your brains are going to be on this, or either your signature or your name or your brains are going to be on this contract. And so this coach kind of can only offer, like, football jargon. So he's like, zone defense.
Well, he's being
Long
squeezed and
bombs.
shaken around and stuffed into his desk, which is actually a locker.
Yes.
I love when he tells him to go back to his desk and just shoves him in a locker.
And so for zone defense, he has the Constructicons, who are apparently okay with all this. Just build, like, a giant
Yeah,
high...
they just happen to be in town. Sure.
I mean, it appeared there was some sort of agreement where they were going to share power that is immediately broken.
Yeah.
that happens off screen. Well, it's a union job. They're mafia contracted out. They get designated breaks. Just give us control of the Decepticons when we're done.
Yes.
We'll do whatever you want.
As long as we get our per diem.
No questions asked.
So they built, like, a highway maze. And then his next mission is the long bomb. So he just starts firing bombs into the city.
Also, when he has anything, like when he shows up and then whenever he does anything, he shoots at the scoreboard and gives himself
Yes.
extra points, which is not how scoreboards work, but also
Or how
okay.
lasers work.
Well, it works the first time, so he just, because he wasn't trying to do it, he just shot the football at it. And got 2 points, and he just kept going with it, and it worked.
And by the end of the episode, the final score is Visitor 0, Blitzwing 1569.
Nice. Wait, did anything happen in the year 1569? I'm curious now.
I mean, probably
Continue. Well, yes.
colonialism, early colonialism.
Some British war crime.
If you haven't noticed by now, this episode is a hoot.
Yeah, in some ways, this episode kind of feels like an animated episode.
Yeah.
Like just some of the crazy shit the
Yes.
Decepticons are pulling.
I mean, it's extremely stupid, but
Yes.
it's fully aware of how stupid it is. Actually, Larry Strauss's episodes are mostly pretty good. He also did the first part of The Ultimate Doom, which is a good 3-parter. Also the one in which the Decepticons are foiled by fire retardant foam.
Yes.
Blaster
Also, the first-
Blues.
The first thing I ever rented from a Blockbuster
Ooh.
on Betamax.
Blaster Blues, which I remember being pretty good, and The Revenge of Bruticus, which I like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so, where was I? So finally, the Autobots have realized that some crazy shit is happening, and they should probably do something about it.
Someone actually called the Autobots.
So he blows up this bridge. Hoist is saving cars from toppling here. Unfortunately, Hoist has no lines in this, which is unfortunate, because I always like his accent.
Yeah, a lot of Autobots don't have lines in this.
Somebody does have a line, though. We'll get to that in a sec. So the Prowl is leading in a group of Autobots to help out. You got Trax, who doesn't have any lines. You got Blue Streak, who doesn't have any lines, and shockingly, who does have a line, it's Skids.
Yay!
Is this his only appearance in G1?
He has two
No.
appearances, and he has a different voice actor in each one.
And his other one is way better. Also, I know when they edited these, so they trimmed a little bit for G2, and I'm pretty sure they trimmed it also for the Sci-Fi Channel morning airings. So I don't think that anybody actually got to hear SKID's second line until the DVD releases, and maybe if this was on the VHS releases. Because they actually trimmed out his one line from this.
Oh.
So he didn't even have the one line. Yes, in a previous episode, and now, of course, the name is
Quest for Survival is the other one he's in. The one
Quest
with the robot
for Survival.
plants.
In which, so Bumblebee and Cosmos are coming back from, like, the galactic 7-Eleven, with a giant with a giant spray bottle of robotic insecticide. And Optimus Prime is discussing this with them over Teletran 1, and SKIDS is sitting there, like, getting repaired. He says, robotic insecticide? And he's got that little bit of a, like, smarter, higher-pitched, Britishy sort of voice, which is not what this voice is different, and it's not as good.
No, this is like Dan Gilvezan kind of doing like a New York accent.
It's not as good. Yeah, SKIDS is just so, like, forgotten. Like, it was... I loved the fact that when he showed up in IDW and More Than Meets the Eye, like, part of his gimmick was memory problems. Because he was just always... Everyone just forgot about it, that he existed in G1. And like I said, at one point they even just cut the second line out of airings of it because it just wasn't like, who was this guy? But yes, I'm very glad to see him here. He doesn't really appear with other vehicles enough to have a lot of that Americans don't know what a Honda City Turbo is, which I just, like, this past week, read got to issue 20 of the Marvel G1, which is, like, his big story. And consistently in the dialogue, he is referred to as a van.
He is technically a van. It's just a very mini van. He's
like a vanette, would you call him? I don't know what...
Yeah. They're tiny! Honda Cities are
very tiny.
Little bitty cars.
Anyway, this highway maze is frighteningly effective, and these Autobots are totally destroyed.
Surprising. Well, because, who's it first that gets run over? Is it Blue Streak?
I think Blue Streak
should be better than this. Prowl should absolutely be better than this.
Yeah, we'll get to Prowl. Blue Streak, like gets ambushed by Blitzwing and, like, gets shot at as a plane and then run over as a tank. It's like, okay, fine, you didn't stand a chance. SKIDS and Prowl just crash into each other from on-ramps. Like this is a police-caused accident.
And then he just runs over tracks.
Yes, and...
Like, they are destroyed.
Blitzwing absolutely just, like, flattens Prowl and SKIDS after they run into each other, and... It's pretty bad. Yes, 2022 is the year of SKIDS.
And then Scrapper has
2 new toys. 2 of them.
And Scrapper makes a throne out of their corpses.
Yes.
Yeah, hey, they're doing a tech spec thing. Either that or they commissioned Slog to come in for one episode off screen.
I could see this being a writer who reads the tech specs.
Definitely. Maybe not as much as Don Glut, who made extensive use of them. I think even including everybody's goofy weapons.
Yes.
Yeah, well, Ironhide's goofy weapon is included later.
Oh, that's true.
But I think that
was like a recurring thing. He was always the guy who had the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the rest of the Autobots have to come to the rescue. Powerglide, who is in a lot of these episodes because the Autobots didn't have any other guys who could fly, and because I assume this voice actor liked doing this Jackie Gleason impression.
Yes. He does actually, unlike Trax, or Blue Streak. I guess, yeah, Blue Streak, you gotta... I don't know. I don't know if Casey Kasem was getting paid on a different scale than everybody else.
I can't imagine so, just because he worked so much for Hanna-Barbera, and they can't have been paying much money.
Yeah.
For anything.
But yeah, Trax doesn't get to say anything.
Trax doesn't have any lines. Hoist doesn't have any lines. I don't think Smokescreen has any lines.
No Michael McConaughey.
Nope.
Michael Bell.
Nope.
Powerglide gets to talk, though.
Powerglide, yes.
But the flying guy gets to talk. We have to have him say things in his not a-ton warthog alt mode, which there's another toy that isn't drawn right.
and then Trailbreaker has some lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's kind of surprising because he doesn't normally. Wow, I just randomly, as a brief aside, I just went down the wiki hole. Powerglide's voice actor, because I was wondering if it was like John Stevenson, where he's already someone else in the episode. So he's Michael Chain, and I definitely recommend Powerglide is Michael Chain, and I definitely recommend looking at his picture on his page on the TF Wiki.
If I remember correctly, he has like an amazing fringed leather jacket.
Yes!
Oh! Yeah.
Wow!
He's in like a late 80s like country and western band.
Oh, and according to this page, he is the one who does Skids' voice in the other episode that he's in. So he is the better Skids voice. But wow, yeah, he looks.
He is a musician. Ha!
He looks way cooler than anyone who plays Powerglide should look.
You can't have that jacket and not be a musician. They won't sell it to you.
They make you show them at least like a discography.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Trailbreaker is not someone who regularly gets lots of lines in development, so that's cool. I mean, he's there because they need a force field, but you know.
And also, they already had his voice actor there because he's Frank Welker.
Yeah, that's
which I know because I've been watching Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends on Disney Plus, and it's one octave off from Iceman. Who himself is basically just Freddy from Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Anyway, so meanwhile, these trains... So anyway, Powerglide guides Hoist and Smokescreen through the maze. He makes Blitzwing and Scrapper crash into each other, and they rescue the Autobot throne.
Oh yeah, because Scrapper just finished the throne and was sitting on it.
Yes. Yeah, it was pretty comfortable. So, and Smokescreen notably comes in and throws up the smokescreen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, reading those text specs.
Yes. And meanwhile, Astrotrain is sort of commanding his trains to like knock into like power lines and gas lines, fuel lines.
There is one really good line there as the Autobots are coming in for the rescue, which is one of the. And as much as I go on about how, like, Combiner individual members don't get enough attention, I absolutely cannot remember who is who of the Constructicons. But one of them asks how big this thing is, and the other says he can't tell. All the others are lost in it.
Yes.
What? Great. No, it's Scrapper and only one other one has a line.
I think it's Mixmaster, maybe.
Okay.
Although I don't know, he's not doing his weird vocal tick that he had in half the episodes he was in.
Yeah. It's just, again, a lot of just really good little bits like that.
Yes.
No.
Yes, Astroforce.
So, the Astroforce...
Not very good.
Yeah, they're trying to, they bonk into some lines, but unfortunately, next they knock into a water line. And a water line that apparently contains all of the water on Earth.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and Astrotrain also has the Coneheads and apparently Thundercracker, or somebody who might or may not be Thundercracker, with him. They're just milling around, standing around, watching these trains ram into.
Yeah, so you're the leader now, huh? This is what you're doing here, playing with your trains.
Yeah, so things are so bad that the moron Coneheads are there making fun of Astrotrain.
Yes.
When you have Dirge and Ramjet picking on you, you're not doing well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll show them I'm not a loser. And they immediately break an enormous water line.
Yes.
And also they've somehow tied themselves into knots.
Yeah.
Despite being trains.
Trains somehow, and like the little engine that could, that's either the smartest or the dumbest ones of these remote-controlled trades, is the one that rams into the pipe to burst the water main. That floods, like the city's flooded like 10 feet high.
The entire city's just inundated. It is Waterworld now.
Yes.
And of course, just hanging around the city, I guess, having a nice day, are Optimus Prime Ironhide and our pal Spike Witwicky.
Yes. Time for a human.
Yes. The only human in this city, apparently, who isn't a football coach or in this train station.
Yeah. Or a football player who immediately left town.
Because this city just gets it's the deluge, and Spike gets washed away, and they have to rescue him because there's nobody else in the streets.
Well, thankfully there's no one else there. Like, Spike's the only one at risk of drowning.
That's fair.
I mean, maybe everybody else got to the emergency shelters once Blitzwing started lobbing the long bomb.
If they could get out, the highways are a maze. They can't leave town. They're trapped in a ring road that rings around itself. It's like a Celtic knot.
Well, thankfully, Trailbreaker is able to push back the water with the power of homosexuality.
Yes.
He does his force field face and shoots a rainbow at the water. Oh, it's beautiful. I didn't remember his force field being a rainbow.
I don't know if it was always a rainbow.
I don't think it usually was.
Listen, it was Pride Week.
Yeah. He was trying to be festive.
So yeah, this is just flooding everything. It's flooding this highway maze. It's flooding the trains, and it is flooding this trap, which contains Megatron and Starscream, and thaws them out.
Yes.
And Starscream denies everything, and Megatron says, you're either lying or you're stupid.
I'm stupid.
Which is one of the best Megatron Starscream exchanges in all of Transformers.
Really, I love that line.
It sums up everything about the two of them.
So Megatron and Starscream, they're heading to Blitzwing. They run into Prime, and Prime's like, I don't care about you, Megatron. I'm looking for the leader of the Decepticons.
My god, Prime is so...
The trash talk.
He is a catty bitch in this episode.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not looking for you, Megatron. I'm looking for the leader of the Decepticons.
And I assume he did that to make Megatron extremely mad, and it really does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Megatron's so bad.
It makes him so mad that he brings his traitor to work day. Like, there's just like a 2-frame animation error where, like, Megatron and Starscream are shooting at Prime as he runs away after taunting him. Starscream just pops in front of Megatron where he's like half scale. Like, he wasn't behind, but he's in front. It's like, it's a tiny little baby Starscream. It's cute.
Animation is hard.
I know, there are layering problems. It isn't as bad as, like, two Optimuses trying to stop the Washington Monument from falling over or whatever.
Oh man, that was great.
It's just a quick little flash, but it's like, it's weird because I remember there were like coloring mistakes in G1 when I was a kid that I would notice. But this is one of those things that's like, I didn't notice as a kid. It just goes by so fast. Or maybe it's just easier to see now that I can watch it digitally.
Maybe. I would like to point out, I guess I watched it somewhat digitally because I decided that it was time to hook my DVD player up to the old CRT and watch it as it was meant to be watched. But I guess the DVD itself was digital, so that's fair.
If you want to watch it, it is up on Hasbro's YouTube channel.
Yes, the Hasbro Pulse channel thingy, which was quicker. I was going to watch it on DVD, but it was like, no, I gotta take notes quick. I don't want to sit on the floor and take notes. I'll just do it at my computer.
So Megatron heads out to beat up Blitzwing, and Astrotrain has also gone there to fight Blitzwing. And also, the Constructicons are all, hey, what about that whole thing where we were also going to be in charge? And then Blitzwing instead tells them to go build a bridge and then jump off it.
So good!
Yes.
So
does this count as like a triple cross or a triple threat match, it's very confusing.
Well, especially because the Constructicons then, I mean, as if Blitzwing has forgotten, oh yeah, the Constructicons turn into Devastator, which they do.
And he just mops the floor with everybody else.
And then everybody fights.
Yes. Everybody was not kung fu fighting, but still fighting.
It's like, we get a couple points where it starts, like, we have to band together to fight Devastator because he's bigger than all of us. It's like, somebody's always like, fuck no!
Well, and
like, Megatron's like, I don't need your help, and the two triple changers are shooting at each other.
And also, Megatron takes Astrotrain and Blitzwing's heads and knocks them together like Moe.
Oh, yeah, that was good. We don't get quite a metallic bonk when he does that, but...
And also
one of the Autobots, and I forget if it's Ironhide or someone else, asks Prime if they're going to do something, and he says, I never get involved in domestic squabbles.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
And Ironhide's also, I think we'll need a program to follow the players. And also the cone heads are just hanging around, and they're placing bets on the outcome.
Yes. Yeah, they're just flying over. It's like, well, we're not involved. We're stupid.
No, I think they're smart to not be involved here.
We're stupid. We're not that
stupid. Smartest thing they've done in this whole season.
So, yeah, there's a big fight, and somehow we cut away, and we do not actually see how Megatron beats Devastator.
No. But the end of the fight is everybody's on the ground except for Megatron.
Yes. And, he decides that, the Decepticon cause is more important than vengeance, so, I'm going to let this one slide, but absolutely don't betray me again.
Yeah, and I'm not about to murder 9 of you.
Yes,
because then I'll be left with the cone heads and some insects.
Yeah, that's just going to be the cone heads and, like, Soundwave.
Man, did they have... I think maybe they had Menasor at this point, and he just didn't bother to show up because he was busy, but maybe not.
Let me see. And then I guess they had the Insecticons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Insecticons are as much trouble as they're worth.
Yeah. The Insecticons were always a little like the Dinobots in that they weren't entirely reliable, and sometimes would just do their own thing, which is why Bumblebee and Cosmos had to go down to the Galactic 7-Eleven to pick up a giant. It's literally just like a giant spray can.
And no, this takes place several episodes before the Key to Vector Sigma, so no Stunticons yet.
Okay.
And
somebody calls Megatron a mosquito. Is it Prime at one point?
He's so cruel to him in this episode. It's great.
Which just made me think Megatron that turns into a mosquito would be a good robot. If we...
What, you mean...
I don't know. We already had
Transketo from Beast Wars.
Oh, yeah.
So, the Decepticons fly off because they can all fly sometimes.
Including Devastator, all combined together and shit smaller than he usually is. Or he's just further away. It's distant enough, it's not that much of a problem.
We gotta wrap this episode up, come on.
I don't remember Devastator on his own ever flying before. The Constructicons individually, yes.
So anyway,
weird on its
those
own.
4 Autobots have somehow been repaired to functionality very quickly. I guess Ratchet's just off screen or something.
Yeah, Ratchet, Wheeljack just show up and
Hoist.
That's true.
Hoist does maintenance.
And they say, hey, Optimus, why don't you have a rest on our bodies as we make a chair? And Prime's all, no, that's okay, really. No. I mean, he really says, thrones are for Decepticons. I'd rather roll.
Yes.
But it's clear that he's like, this is making me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't. Why do you guys want me to sit on your face? Is this a new fetish you got?
It's one of those
make
things.
90s tracks jokes. That is Triple Takeover. This episode is a hoot from start to finish. There are a lot of extremely stupid episodes in Season 2. This is one of the stupidest, but one of the funniest.
It's just, like you said before, it's so freaking quotable.
Yes.
It is. Just, like, it's got so many good lines in it.
Like, Starscream calls, Megatron is a wimp, but Devastator, so is Starscream. But Starscream's, yes, but I'm faster! It flies away, tries to fly away. It's delightful. Which is the reason why, well, other than this being called Triple Takeover for episode 300,
yes,
it just being about, like, the triple changes, which don't get much to do most of the time. It's like, I remembered lines from this episode. Like, I've forgotten a lot of G1.
Yeah.
But this stupid thing stuck in my memory.
This was suggested, and I was just, like, slamming the yes button. Like, actually, this is a super fun episode, and we should definitely watch it.
Yes.
It's got SKIDS! In the year of SKIDS.
Kind of.
This is the year of SKIDS.
How the fuck are we getting 2 new SKIDS toys? And SKIDS toys, they don't really look that great. Well, they do look more like the old mini van thingy.
It's not a minivan. It's not a van. Really. Have you seen a picture of one with, like, a person
Yes, I've seen it. They're smaller than a subcompact car, yes.
Tiny.
It's
Bob
just like,
Budiansky was apparently convinced that he was a van.
It's just like how 2013 was the year of Luigi.
Exactly.
And 2014.
Was 2014 also the year of Luigi?
Yeah, he had 2 years in a row.
No, the 2 years of Luigi.
Why, I don't know.
Every year is the year of Luigi, actually.
Never the year of Waluigi. He hasn't had his own game. Everybody else has.
Well, because nobody cares about Waluigi.
Well, he's a joke. That's kind of the point. We care about it because he's a meme. But yeah, it's a great little episode of stupidness. We got to wander back to G1 because we're not doing all of G1.
No, but we'll do bits and pieces.
One at a time, anyway.
Yes.
It's always fun to come back to.
I've been meaning, and I've got like 5 different shows that I'm in the middle of, and when I come home from work, I do a vibe check and see where I'm feeling in this, like, elaborate diagram of, like, dark versus light versus mature versus kids versus... I've been, so this will probably be posted after it goes live, but I have been watching a friend's preview of BotBots.
Ooh.
Which is super charming.
Probably coming to this show in like 10 years.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's short, so definitely it's not like something that's a slog, but...
Is it like on the level of Rescue Bots?
I would say it's about the age of Robots in Disguise.
Oh, okay.
It's definitely a little older than Rescue Bots. Like, there's a bunch of humor that expects you to understand things like memes.
Well, the kids get memes, and I remember Looney Tunes from my kid, which had jokes that went over my head at the time.
Because they
get
all about,
memes
like,
more when they're
the
like
30s.
8 to 12 versus like 5 to 8. I mean, it's definitely comedy, but I think it's a little older than a lot of people thought it was going to be. So maybe when I run out of that, I'll go back to watching, because I was looking at the, the episode list for this writer, and I was like, which one was Blaster Blues again? So I have unfortunately fallen a long way from being able to turn on my little handheld TV to the episode of Generation 2 airing. Hear Starscream say, "It's a pity none of us speak ancient Autobot," and say, "Okay, it's Cosmic Rust today. Put away the phone. Put away the TV." So yes, I have unfortunately atrophied a great deal in my knowledge of the old cartoon, and I need to do something about that.
Okay.
But I also remembered a lot of really great lines from this one, because it's just got so many great lines. BotBots.
Alright, so I believe that now brings us to David's Tokusatsu... or we're not doing that.
No,
okay then.
It's not a regular episode, plus we're already like 50 minutes in.
Okay.
We can skip it.
Okay, then. You can cut that
Got
out.
a lot of talking about G1 to do.
Yes.
I will have to think about, like, because like I said, we're always threatening to do 5 Faces of Darkness, but there are definitely other, like, individual episodes that are not that much of a time sink that, you know, would make for fun episodes, so I'll have to think on that. Auto Berserk. I just like Auto Berserk. It's super gay. Not as gay as the Master Builders. That one's even gayer.
Alright. So we will be back next week with an episode of Superhuman Samurai Cyber Pod.
Yes, it's the beginning of the month again,
Yes.
and we're back on schedule.
Okay.
Hopefully
That
we'll
is-
stay for the rest of the year.
That is
Well,
how
the rest
time
of the 3
and
episodes.
calendars work.
But until then, you can find us all over the internet. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, and we have a Patreon.
Yes, we are hosted on iaconaunderground.net, where we have a Patreon set up to help with hosting and other expenses. That is at patreon.com/iaconunderground. For March, Spider-Man No Way Home finally went streaming,
Yes.
so we've posted that episode for our March episode. We recorded it back after we saw it in the theater, but of course, as has been our COVID policy, we are not posting anything until it's available on streaming, just so we don't feel like we're encouraging anybody to go do things that they might not feel safe doing.
Which
Yes.
has created a few continuity errors in that episode. Like, we thought Morbius was going to be coming out before April 1st.
Yes, well-
Or we would have done an
April
episode of that
Fool's
already.
But prepare yourself for
I'm still convinced, like, that's an April Fool's joke on Jared Leto. It has to be. It can't be a real movie, can it?
We're about to find
yeah.
out. Of course, we're not actually going to watch it for the Patreon, but we are going to do a very special episode of the Patreon featuring the living vampire himself.
Yes, for the month of April, we will be going back to the 90s Spider-Man cartoon.
We have
which-
never done that on the show before, and I'm very excited.
Yeah.
'Cause that was,
Well,
that,
we could always go back to the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends episode series where they had a spider episode, which wasn't Morbius.
no,
It was even weirder.
I don't know if you could do vampires on TV in the 80s. Well, I mean, if you did, it would be like that Spider-Woman episode we saw, where Dracula shoots beams at people to turn them into vampires.
Yes.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was, and though maybe next time there's any, if there are ever any exciting X developments in anything, we might have
eventually we're
to,
gonna get some.
cause Rob, you said you got to that episode of X-Men animated series with with all the Cajuns.
Oh, I guarantee I did.
Oh, yeah, that's a movie that threatened to come out for so long, but never happened.
Oh man, that Channing Tatum, we
Gambit
absolutely
movie.
would have done that episode if that Channing Tatum Gambit movie had happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's sad.
Dude, it was like 10 years that was threatening to
Oh
happen.
yeah. I mean, basically from the point
Yes.
that he was in that Wolverine movie, they were saying, oh yeah, we're going to do a Gambit movie.
Yeah, that is weird that never happened. I mean, I can understand why, but it's just...
I mean, I think the best time to do a Gambit movie would be to somehow do it in like 1995.
Yes, if you
Yeah.
could go back in time and do it, you'd just make it a period piece.
I mean,
Well,
man, I'm going to project my mind back in time, much like Kitty Pryde in Days of Future Past, and I'm thinking Jean-Claude Van Damme as Gambit, and ooh, I don't know what. Are there any like Babelicious 90s actresses who could do a southern accent? All I'm thinking is Holly Hunter, and you can't have a rogue who's
No.
like 2 feet shorter than Gambit.
No, they would have had more of like, I don't know, you'd have to have
Like Denise Richards or something?
just
Yeah.
attempt a southern accent. I was thinking even worse than that. I was thinking what's her name who was in Barbed Wire.
Oh, Pamela Anderson.
Bill Anderson. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Well,
but-
she's from southern British Columbia.
Oh, I thought she was from... I thought she was like... No. I guess
Oh no, she's Canadian. She's so Canadian. She was born on Canada Day.
I mean, she would not be the first Canadian to play Rogue.
This is true. In fact, she's so Canadian that she was born July 1st, 1967, Canada's centennial.
Oh, man. That's pretty Canadian.
She should run for political office.
Well, we have already had one person who played Rogue in political office in this country.
Yes.
And who knows, they're probably still trying to recruit Anna Paquin.
Yeah.
Wait, is she Canadian too?
Yes.
Okay, so Rogue has only ever been played by Canadians?
I think...
Well, except for in, like, X-Men Evolution.
No, X-Men Evolution, he was also Canadian because that show was recorded in Vancouver.
Yes.
Oh my god, what?
I think her voice actress in that Wolverine and the X-Men show is not Canadian.
Okay, that's...
Making her the first ever non-Canadian to play Rogue.
That is bizarre.
Anyway, I am kind of looking forward to it a bit, watching some 90s Spider-Man, because it occasionally pops up during the Unspoken Marvel vs. Capcom block on Toonami Aftermath. And they did get to an episode that had Morbius and very, very big Tommy Wiseau energy. I think that episode had Blade too. I don't know if the episode we're going to watch had Blade.
No, there's an episode that has Morbius in it that's just Morbius and Spider-Man. Then there's a second one that has the Punisher.
Oh.
And then he's in a subsequent two-parter a couple episodes later that does have Blade.
Yeah, it was part of that.
And the Chris Christopherson character from Blade.
Yes.
Played by Malcolm McDowell, I think.
Ooh, he was doing a lot of cartoons at the time.
And the Punisher, inexplicably thick Chicago accent in that cartoon.
Well, you need to give him some kind of accent. Chicago, sure.
I mean, I don't know, New York, New Jersey, where the Punisher is usually from.
Everybody else has a New York accent.
I mean, nobody on that show really has a New York accent, even though everybody's from New York. But the Punisher is not only Italian; is not only like from New York. He's like Italian American New York.
Well, then he should have a thick Jersey accent.
Well, yeah. Instead, it's all I gotta get back to my battle van. It's like if Dennis Farina played the Punisher.
That show made some decisions.
Gotta get back to my battle van for some deep dish pizza. Gotta get back to base before the Blackhawks game comes on. Anyway. So that is our episode. We'll be back next week with some SSSS Dynazenon. And until then, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
And I'm going for the long bomb on David.